Hey guys, it's Sydney from Making It Up. If you remember this outfit from my Jordana Color Shock Lip Gloss, lip lights, blah blah blah, really bright lip glosses, then you know that I'm pre-filming. So I'm still figuring out my posting schedule. Hopefully I can get that to you guys as soon as possible. I'm hoping to post 2 to 3 times a week. I just don't know yet, so you're probably going to see a lot of double outfits, things like that, just because as someone who's transitioning into a job and is, transitioning out of undergrad, it's just really difficult to kind of get a schedule like on point right now. So what I want to review is the palette that I used all on my face today, which is the BECCAXCHRISSY Tegan palette. So this, when I saw it online, I will say, like, the photos are not very flattering. There's a lot of fingerprints on it, you can tell, because it is like a pretty packaging that is plastic. I did not think the photos online and on Instagram were flattering to this palette, because when I saw it in person, I was like, my God, like, this thing is beautiful. When I saw it online, I was like, meh. They all kind of like mesh together to me. I know a lot of people are saying if you have the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette, you don't need this. I don't know, because I don't have the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. And when I saw this in person, I loved it. It is $46. Most of the products in here are almost full size, or 2 of them are almost full size, I think. They're the 2 highlights. And that's upside down. That's fun. Okay, so you're going to have 2 highlight shades, which is Rose Gold, which is a permanent shade, and then Beach Nectar, which is supposed to be a limited edition highlight for Becca. I know that they've said in the past, a lot of their highlights from their collaboration with Jaclyn Hill were going to be limited edition, and then they brought them as permanent. I know that was really disappointing to a lot of people. To me, I really wouldn't care, because what if you love the highlight and the limited edition palette and you're like, it's limited edition, now I gotta use it super sparingly. Like, what if that's your go-to highlight? So personally, do I think it's misleading? I don't know. I really don't know. I never followed that whole thing. People are bringing it back, like, on these drama channels, and I'm just like, wasn't this like 2016 stuff? I don't know. Anyway, so back to this palette. It retails for $46, and like I said, you get 2 highlights, a bronzer, and a blush. The bronzer is Malibu Soleil. I don't know if that's a permanent color, but I'm sure you can find one in their permanent line that's very, very similar if it's not. And then Hibiscus Bloom Blush, which I'm pretty sure is permanent. But I like face palettes. A lot of people don't like face palettes. I personally do, because if they have like every product in there, here's like the little sheet that comes in there, you can kind of create a full face look. And that's what I did today. So the mirror is a little big. It's a nice size mirror. Will kind of blind you a bit. And I can't really fold it back, so I'm going to do my best to cover it with my hand. Okay, that's a pretty good job. So you have your highlights here: Rose Gold, Beach Nectar, bronzer, the Malibu Soleil, and the Hibiscus Bloom Blush. And so I actually have the whole palette on my face today. So I don't like an intense bronzer. So for me, like, I was a little nervous, but it looks really good. I also used it just to contour and bronze. And then I used the Hibiscus Bloom Blush on my cheeks, and that I love. Like, I love this color. I am so pleased with it. And the Rose Gold highlight I used like all over, and I popped the Beach Nectar right in the center here. So right there. And I really like the whole palette. Do I think it's a good deal? I think if you were looking to buy like some Becca products, it probably is a pretty good deal if you're a huge Becca fan. I think it's worth the money personally. Because I really enjoy face palettes, and part of why I enjoy them is because I feel like it's easier than digging through like a whole drawer, especially when I'm like getting ready for work and stuff. Like, I got ready so much faster today than I usually do, especially doing my makeup. And part of it was because Noah decided to actually hurry up and go to the bathroom on time. And then part of it was having the face palettes and having like everything picked out. And I love the packaging. It's beautiful. That's not why you should buy a product unless you got lots of money to spend on makeup. But if something had like really awful packaging or really cheap packaging and it's an expensive product, I probably would be kind of upset, especially with these Becca products, because Becca products are known to shatter. I've never had one shatter on me. I've also never bought a full-size Becca product. This is the second Becca product I bought. I bought the travel-sized opal highlighter, and I like it. I mean, it's pretty. It gives me a nice everyday sheen. I don't think it's blinding on my skin, maybe on fairer skin, or I don't know, on somebody else it would be completely blinding, but for me it's a good everyday highlight. So when people say like these are the best blinding highlights, like I don't really agree. I think that there's better blinding highlights from the drugstore. And as far as high-end, now that I think about it, I don't really have a lot of high-end highlighters, because honestly, with like the drugstore stepping it up so much, like there's not really a need for me personally to want to go out and buy a high-end highlighter. I'm going to do a quick swatch of the shades on my hand. So this is Rose Gold, which is so pretty. I really do enjoy that shade. I'm actually going to try and show you guys me swatching them, or at least me like putting my finger in them. So this is Beach Nectar. I'm going to put it down for a second so I can get it lined up. And I'm pressing pretty hard, not on the pans but on my skin, because they're very like they can get crumbly if you have like a ton of product on you. I didn't get a ton on because these are expensive. I don't want to waste anything. Next we're gonna let's do the bronzer. Just a light brush of it. And if you can tell, it's just a very light bronze. And I like that. I do not like super pigmented bronzers. They scare me. I don't want to use them. Nag, nag, nag. Same with blushes. I'm not really into super pigmented blushes. If you're looking for like a light, beautiful, natural, everyday kind of face palette, I think like if you have the money to spend on it, this could be the one for you. I think it's beautiful. It applies just amazingly. It doesn't skip or catch on my face, which is a big thing for me personally, and I really enjoy it. I would 100% recommend this to someone, even if you're on a budget. Like say like you're only gonna buy like one highlighter, one blush, one bronzer. I would go ahead, if you are looking for like an all-in-one, to buy this palette. Like I really would, because there are good products in the drugstore, but like if I like picked like my number one blush, my number one bronzer, my number one highlight from the drugstore, and I was paying full price, it would get pretty close to that palette. Not exactly, be saving like $16, which, you know, that could be a big save depending on like what your budget is. For me, that would be kind of a big save. But I don't buy my drugstore products full price. I usually use coupons and use extra buck deals, etc. I've gotten some really good Ulta deals before when they've done like 40% off all of Physicians Formula. And so personally, I think you should go out and get the palette if you're a huge fan of Chrissy Teigen, huge fan of Becca, or you really want a face palette. I really enjoy it. And that's all for this video. So give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you in my next video.